The formation of Seth Rollins' new group is complete with the addition of Bronson Reed. At least so we think. You never know what's going to happen. But the topic of today's video is going to be, why was Seth Rollins' faction created in the first place? Why was this necessary for the WWE? Let's get right into it. So the WWE needs the big bad guy. You always need to have a bad guy that is sitting on top of the company, that is giving a lot of problems to whoever your top face is. They're going to have a bunch of different feuds with different people, but at the end of the day, you need a bad guy to make all of this work. Now, who was our bad guy before? We had Roman Reigns as the mega heel in the WWE. At SummerSlam in 2020, Roman Reigns returned, and obviously everybody knows what happened. He started his historic, legendary title reign that he had for 1,316 days. Roman Reigns was absolutely unstoppable in his own right. Well, first, let me say this. Some people are going to argue that he wasn't unstoppable. Roman Reigns was unstoppable. At the beginning of his reign, he was unstoppable by himself. He was actually beating people fair and square. He was just hard to beat, right? Now, a lot of people had a problem with Roman, one, because of the part-time status, two, because he started winning by cheating only. Either way, with his faction in Paul Heyman, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Solo Sikoa, that also made him unstoppable. Whether or not you want to admit it, whether or not you liked him cheating, which I didn't even like him cheating. I wanted him to win just on his own. Regardless, it made him unstoppable because he had too many numbers on his side. And I want you to remember this and how powerful having numbers and people behind you makes you, because that's going to play into what we just witnessed and saw with Seth Rollins. Now, even though Roman Reigns was unstoppable, Roman Reigns was dethroned at WrestleMania 40. Yeah, 40. I was about to say 41. At WrestleMania 40 by Cody Rhodes himself. So at that point, the mega heel, the big bad guy that had fulfilled that role for years, that had given that challenge, no matter how much you hated Roman Reigns, the point was, if you wanted him dethroned, people had to come fight him and get him out of there. The WWE as a whole had an objective for 4 years that he created, and that was ended on WrestleMania 40 when it was finally done. Now, what happened after that? Since Roman Reigns is gone, the final boss was MIA. Now, within that time, when Roman Reigns was finishing up his run as the champion, where The Rock absolutely came through and established himself as a top heel in the company as well, with the final boss character and, the feud he had with Cody Rhodes. He made us think that he was going to have this feud with Cody Rhodes, and it was going to give us more content and more things to look forward to after Roman Reigns was dethroned as champion. But like I just said, the final boss was MIA. He was nowhere to be found. And Roman Reigns returned, and he turned into a baby face. Roman Reigns came back. People were excited to see him. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I say babyface loosely because honestly, his mannerisms hasn't changed really. He hasn't changed much. The most I've seen out of him that's been a change is him shaking Cody Rhodes' hand and shaking CM Punk's hand at one point, because now him and CM Punk is still beefing anyway, right? But, all in all, if you had to pick a side, if Roman's a babyface or heel, Roman is a babyface right now because people cheer him. So yeah, he's not the big bad guy anymore. How are you the bad guy if you're the babyface in the WWE, or if you're one of the top babyfaces? And on top of that, this has absolutely nothing to do with anything. I just would like to say that Head of the Table was a better theme song than I Am Greatness. You can argue with a wall. They downgraded Roman Reigns. Don't get me wrong. I Am Greatness is a great theme song, yes, but it is not the level of Head of the Table. Now, we had Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes had a bunch of filler feuds. Now, a lot of people will say that Cody Rhodes' title reign was boring, which I wasn't the most excited for it, and it wasn't because I was a Roman Reigns fan. It was literally what I'm saying right here. He had filler feuds, and that is not Cody Rhodes' fault. Again, I will repeat, that is not Cody Rhodes' fault. It is not his fault at all that once he defeated the most formidable opponent there was in the WWE, that there was now no one left for him to fight. Nobody left that you could believe would actually challenge him and possibly take the title from him, because he just beat a guy that was champion for over 1,316 days. So nobody was a believable opponent for Cody. Every feud was a filler feud, which took away the drama in the WWE. Since it took away the drama, it took away some of the enjoyment in the matches, because it took away some of the element of surprise and things of that nature, even though he did have good matches within his title reign. Now, the hero can only be as great as their strongest villain, right? So that just means that if Cody Rhodes is going to be a good champion, if any face and of the company is going to be a good champion, a good face of the company, period, without the title, whatever, you need to have a villain that is extremely bad and extremely hard to beat and just is a major problem for everybody, so we can tell a great story. You need, I can't stress this enough, you need a strong villain. Can you imagine how boring Spider-Man would be if he only fought petty thieves? From start to finish, 2 hours of Spider-Man, you just watched him fight car thieves, people that was trying to rob banks. Sure, it's great when Spider-Man first gets his powers, but it's no longer great, you know, if that's the whole point of the entire movie. It's just a small mini subplot, a little filler piece of the movie. It's a part of his story, but good God, don't make Spider-Man fight petty thieves all day. Now, we no longer have a top heel in the company for the faces to overthrow. That is a problem that we need to be fixed. We need a change. And with that, we had John Cena turning heel. With John Cena's heel turn, it shook the entire foundation of the WWE. Everybody loved it. Everybody was shocked. We've been waiting for this for forever, really, right? But with John Cena turning heel, even though, yes, he could be the new big bad of the WWE, there is one major problem with John Cena being the new fresh heel in the WWE. And that is the fact that John Cena is retiring. If John Cena is retiring, right, and this is his last year in the WWE, we can't rely on him to be the new big bad. He's only going to be here for 1 year. After that year, what are we going to do? We need to think about the future. We need to set up the future guys. Who is going to be the future big bad guy? They're using John Cena for the time being, but what is going to happen after John Cena is gone? We need someone else. We need somebody that's going to be ruthless, who's going to take over, who's going to be just as ridiculously hard to beat as Roman Reigns was, and make everybody just as mad as Roman Reigns made so many fans. And enter Seth Rollins. Now, I added Paul Heyman into this image because I would like to say that Paul Heyman has always excelled as a manager, as the wise man, when he is playing a heel role, when he is helping the bad guys. Paul Heyman doesn't align himself with the good guys. So what did he do? He left Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns was no longer a bad guy. He was now a good guy, or at least trying to be one. And he aligned himself with the new big bad guy that the WWE was gonna basically use to take us to the moon. And there we have it. The new big bad is here in the creation of Evolution 2.0. That's what people are calling this group. Now, Seth Rollins is the big bad guy, but they compare it to Evolution 2.0 because he's using it to build Braun Breaker and to build Bronson Reed, and he has Paul Heyman with him. It's literally just like Evolution. So yeah, Seth Rollins is going to be the guy right now. He's going to have all the gold. He's going to have all the titles. He's going to have every single thing that Roman Reigns had when he was the top heel in the company. But then as the years pass, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are going to be the big guys in the company. But yeah, that's really it, guys. That's why Seth Rollins' new faction had to be created for the WWE. We needed somebody to be after Thanos was gone, and this is what they came up with. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. This is J Athletic Gaming, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.